Ladies and gentlemen, I am so ecstatic to have in studio with us the owner of Eco Chic. Talented, fabulous. My wife spends way too much money on her stuff, but we have Maria Bosak. Am I saying that right?
That's
Bosak?
correct.
Oh,
Yes,
it feels
yes,
so good
yes.
to say it right the first time with Eco Chic. So good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Maria, I want to hear all about Eco Chic because some people out there might not know about this store, what it is, what you do, all those good things.
Yeah, so we are a home decor, furniture, and a DIY store. So we also sell a line of paint called chalk paint, which is kind of how we got our start in the DIY business. So
DIY, do it yourself.
Do it yourself, yeah.
Or dang important yo-yos.
Yeah,
I mean, whichever one.
Yes,
yeah.
either one works. Either one works. So, we have a location here in Fargo and a location in Bismarck, and we focus a lot on kind of the modern farmhouse look.
Boy, you are like an extension of Chip and Joanna Gaines, I'd imagine.
Well, that's sweet.
Well, just the modern farmhouse look is in.
Yeah.
And it's regular. My wife and I just remodeled our house, and we have the farmhouse sink, and we have some modern touches. And
yes.
How'd you ever get into this? Because I think everybody loves what you do, but nobody knows how you do it.
Yeah. So it's really an interesting story how we got started. Actually, Eco Chic opened 7 years ago as a baby store.
Okay.
I don't know if your kids were born then. Did you?
No, I have a 2.5-year-old and a 7-month-old.
Okay. Yep.
I like my clothes snug, so every once in a while I shop at Baby Gap.
Yes, that makes
sense.
Not at all. Really snug. Really
oh
snug.
my gosh.
So we actually started as a baby store 7 years ago, and
called Eco Chic.
Eco Chic, a green boutique for baby, mom, and home.
That's a mouthful.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And we found about a year in, we were really struggling as a company, as a business, and struggling is a nice way to put it. And we had bought some repurposed furniture pieces to use as decor pieces, like display pieces in the store. And I would go home at night to my husband and tell him about the low sales we had. I'd say, but someone asked about that hutch, the hutch that held the cloth diapers.
So you couldn't sell the diapers, but everybody wanted
the
what
hutch.
was holding.
Yeah. And my husband is really removed from the business. It's really my business. And but I go home and talk to him at night, and he said one night laying in the dark, he said, well, sell the damn hutch. And he's like, we need money somehow. I mean,
he sounds nice.
He's really a nice guy, but he's like, man, this is obvious. You're supposed to be the businesswoman, Maria, and you can't figure this out. Sell the damn hutch. So we started selling repurposed furniture about 6 years ago, and the business transitioned to that.
Did you have a background in furniture and home decor and interior design?
No, not at all. Fell into an industry that I love, have been self-taught. I'm actually a social worker by trade. I've always been in the business world, but this is my first time in this industry. And really, when we stumbled into the industry out of necessity, and I started kind of honing in on what it was and fell in love with it, I just kept doing more and more, and eventually just grew to where we are today.
I'd imagine that people are lining up at your door to say, help me decorate my house, help me make this so it feels like it's not just 4 walls and some carpet.
Yeah, and that's really what started happening a couple of years ago is they'd come into the store, they'd see how we displayed stuff in the store, and then they would ask, can you do this in my house? And so we've stepped into that interior design world, staging of homes, some few things like that, because that's what they're asking. They see it in the magazine or they see it on TV, and they go home and they feel kind of clumsy trying to make it happen. And so we've ventured into that world now, coming into people's homes and helping them put the pieces together.
What's your favorite part of your job? Because I think that you are in such a fascinating world, and the real estate world, the design world, I think from an outsider's perspective, it's a sexy job. And you and I both know that it's has its sexy moments, but it's a grind and it's really tough. But what's your favorite thing that you get to do?
So I love homes. If I didn't do what I was doing, I'd be doing what you're doing. Because I love homes. I love buying homes, selling homes, looking at homes, playing in homes, all that kind of. I really like it when you can take a space that maybe someone has had forever. For example, our basement a handful of years ago just kind of became the place that we collected stuff but never really used. And then we went in and repainted and accessorized and laid it all out, and it became a really calming space for me. So when you can take someone's home and take some unused space that really to them is just bland and doesn't really speak to them, and make it a place that when they walk in, they feel refreshed, they feel happy. So I love the before and after process. I loved transforming that house.
If you haven't been to Eco Chic, you need to check it out. Again, Fargo or Bismarck. I was in Bismarck yesterday. Saw the Eco Chic store there.
Yeah.
How fabulous to
Great
tie all
stuff,
that together. There's an energy when you walk into your place. There is There's a lot of stuff because obviously you're selling smalls and bigs and everything in between. But yet there's this like air of positivity. I don't know if people have said that to you before, but your store has good vibes.
Has good vibes, we have curated that in our store by the people that we have hired. People will say my husband has good vibes. He's a happy, low-key guy.
You told me that he said sell the damn hutch. He sounded pretty mean to me.
No, that was actually one of the best things he's ever said. But right next to "Will you marry me?" We
and you look fabulous today.
Yeah, said that. Yeah, exactly. We have hired some of the kindest, highest of integrity gals that we have ever come across. And really, it started a few years ago, almost 5 years ago, when we hired our first employee, Katie, who had moved up here from Georgia to plant a church. And once we met Katie, and once I learned more about Katie and spent some time around her, I went, this is the kind of gal that I want my customers exposed to. These are the kind of people. And so everybody we hired from that point forward had to kind of fit that mold. And so I think Tate and I try to be pretty high integrity, pretty kind, pretty fun people, but our staff is fantastic. And we really believe customer service is key too.
Well, I love that you touched upon that. We're going to go to break here in just a minute, and then we'll come back to talk about the design conference that's coming up.
Yeah.
But customer service is everything, right?
Everything.
A product is a product, and really, I can go online to find it. Right? That's not to jab. It's just the world that we're in, is we can go online to find most of the things. But if you want to go to a place where you're taken care of, and if you have great energy, and if you have folks who are really interested in who you are and have your best interest at heart and can be a part of that creative process, man, check out Eco Chic, right? I love that you're putting your people first, and that means a lot. Folks, we're going to go to break here. We'll be back with Maria in just a moment. But in the meantime, find out what your home is worth at livefargomoorhead.com. Maria, there are some big things coming up in your world.
Yes.
What's happening?
Hey, we are a week out from Design Conference. It's an annual event that we started 3 years ago when we introduced Chip and Joanna Gaines to Fargo-Moorhead. They were our first speakers 3 years ago.
And they were a blip on the map. I mean, they weren't the like mega superstars that they are now, right?
We had them here right after season 2.
Okay.
So while people were crazy about them, they were not over the top, cray like they are today.
Even
but yeah.
To give you an idea, we have themed Christmas parties with Hatch Realty, and we had Dress as Your Favorite Celebrity Couple 2 years ago, and somebody won as Chip and Joanna Gaines. Like it's that kind of notoriety, right?
Yeah.
HGTV's own, I think Fixer Upper is on at least 14 hours a day.
Yeah. They can't get enough of them. So that was our first introduction to the design conference. We created this event 3 years ago. Last year we had the Property Brothers. This year we have Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we are so excited. I've been a fan of hers for years. Of course, she's on the Food Network, not HGTV, but really the design conference is about not only home, but lifestyle, life and all that too. So we thought, bring her in because I wanted to see her. I wanted to meet her pretty much.
I love this selfish move with that.
Like, I just want to meet her.
That has a fantastic run of it. Like, a small place that started 6 or 7 years ago as a children's clothing store has transformed into bringing some of TV's biggest names in HGTV and Food Network. Is that what Pioneer Woman is? Food Network?
She's with Food Network.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just eat it. I don't cook it all the time.
Yeah.
So what are the details? Because it's the 22nd. Is that right?
Yep. Saturday, the 22nd.
I know because I'm with my kids all day because my wife's going to be at the design conference.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's an all-day show. So doors open at 10 a.m. 10 to 2 is shopping and socializing. We brought in some amazing vendors from both Fargo and outside of Fargo selling everything from purses and candles and it's handmade. It's real curated stuff. It's not just anything that you'll find. And 2:00 the stage show starts.
Okay.
So the speakers this year, I speak. The guys from Grain Design speak.
Oh, I love the guys from Grain.
Oh man,
my entire office is like heavy laden with Grain Design stuff. Yeah, they're really great.
They are. They're talented. They're kind. They're funny, and we love having them be part of the show. They've been part of the show every year. And then we head into our keynote speakers. And at 4:00, Chip Wade is our first keynote. So he is from HGTV. He had a show called Elbow Room. He was on Curb Appeal, and then just most recently he did Ellen's Design Challenge. So that's our 4:00 speaker. And then we take a break after that for dinner, and then Drummond is our keynote that night at 6:30.
That's an entire day.
An
of
entire
stuff.
day.
Where does this take place?
At the Shields Arena.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's a full day.
So the entire surround, the entire concourse, is that filled with vendors and people?
We go about halfway around. The way we set up the stage this year, the stage is on the east side. It runs the long way across the arena. And we did that so that no matter where you sat in that bowl, you were facing straight forward at the stage. So we cut off that kind of that back area because that's backstage. But we run around the concourse left and right with shopping. And then the arena floor is full of tables. And that's where we've got reserved table seating down there and then reserved all the way around the edges.
I love what you're doing. If somebody wants to go, and I want to go, but I'm watching my kids, which is a great day in and of itself.
Yeah.
But what does it look like? What does it cost? How do people get tickets?
Yep. Tickets still available. Tickets300.com or Shields Arena. You can go right to the window there. 2 sets of tickets, $59 or $89, depending upon where you're sitting. And that's ticket is for the whole day. That gets you in all day. It's a great price. I mean,
and that includes dinner?
Does not include dinner.
Okay.
No, there's a break for dinner, and we've got food on site, but you have to buy your own dinner.
I got you. Can I sneak in some like Bavarian almonds that I made at home?
You could, but that lady that sells them there probably wants you to buy them from her. You walk in the door and you have to buy
That
almonds.
smell is like crack cocaine in my nose.
Yeah, she does that on purpose. I think she's an awful lady. Yeah.
So what is it that people can expect at the design conference? Because you said it's an entire day long, and it's shopping. It's main stage. If I know little to nothing about design, am I going there to purchase? Am I going there to learn? Am I going there to socialize? What's like the main push?
A little bit of all of those pieces. I mean, Grain Designs and I are going to do our stage presentation is going to be different than what people have seen in the past. Because what we've seen is the people that came year 1, year 2 are coming back year 3. And so our part of our presentation this year is going to take a blank stage and going to transform it in front of your eyes. So we're going to teach you about things that you can do in your home. Okay, so that's going to be real fun. We'll see if we can actually pull it off, those guys and I on stage at the same time. We're going to make it happen. But we're going to teach. We'll teach. And then when Chip Wade and Ree come on, Chip is a home builder out of Atlanta, Georgia as well. And so he said flat out when he was scheduled to come, he said, I want people to ask questions. I want them to say how's and what's and, how do I do that? And so he's not only going to tell his story about how he got on HGTV, but then he'll share some home building pieces as well. When Ree gets on stage, I mean, that is more about, oh my gosh, Ree Drummond, she's going to talk about her famous blog, how she got her TV show, what life is like on the ranch, what her life is like. And that's pretty much just hearing everything Ree.
And I've watched her show a couple of times. She is as sweet as it comes.
Oh, when I first met her, when I first found out about her, I started reading her blog about 13 years ago. And it was before the TV show, before any of her cookbooks. And when in her blog, I think for 9 years running, was the #1 blog in the U.S. Wow. And she'd make a blog post, and she'd get 60,000 comments. Because when you read that, it was like a girlfriend talking to you about how your day is going. And she is consistently kind. She's consistently positive. And she teaches you something, whether it's baking or photography or just sharing with you her life. And that resonates whether she's writing or whether she's on TV. And so in real life, I can't wait to meet her. Yeah.
The 22nd, Shields Arena, 10 a.m. The design conference starts. Go to Tickets 300 or head to the Shields Arena and buy your tickets there.
Yes.
Maria with Eco Chic, thank you very much for all you do for our community.
I appreciate
and bringing
it.
great things. It means a lot to keep our little community going. So
thank you.
You bet. Hey, folks, in the meantime, head to livefargomoorhead.com.